Welcome back into another episode of From the East Side. I am one of your co-hosts, Kay Nagley, alongside Luke Evangelist, and we are sitting down with not only one of the most coveted athletes in the transfer portal, but a Bryan native, the Big Ten sack leader last year, and your newest Texas Aggie defensive lineman, Nic Scourton. Nick, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're glad you are here. So, first off, how has your time been back in BCS?
Oh, it's been super lovely. I cannot lie. Just, getting out in the community, being able to be back home is something special, honestly. And, I love my time at Purdue, but it just, you can't beat it. You can't beat being back and playing in front of your hometown.
Yeah, for sure.
You love the town. What was it specifically about Texas A&M that made it the right spot for you?
Honestly, obviously, you have the football aspect of it. I mean, Coach Elko, what he's done with the defense, Coach Spencer, Coach Tony, the guys around me, the opportunity to play in the SEC, just like the fan base that A&M has. But, on my visit, something just felt right. And I think that's what it was. Like, it just felt like I was supposed to be here.
Yeah.
You obviously appreciate your time at Purdue. What was special about that?
Just the relationships, great fans out there as well, small town, I loved my time at Purdue. Made some amazing relationships, made some guys that probably be my wedding, just it was nice. I loved it there.
That's awesome.
What's it been like getting to know Coach Mike Elko?
It's been great. Obviously, they've been recruiting and stuff like that, so interactions have been limited, but it's been great. I mean, me and Elko go a little bit back. So, it's been nice. I'm excited to, get the football and actually, get in there with them.
Get into it. What about the rest of the coaching staff? Who have you really made a relationship with?
Obviously, Coach Spence, Coach Tony. Are we counting? Is Maddie on the coaching staff?
Yeah. We'll
Okay. Maddie.
Maddie.
Me and Maddie.
Maddie Ice.
Maddie Ice, Mr. 979. We've gotten really close. Dog. I can't tell you how helpful he was during the process, and even still now. Maddie's just. He's been a guy that's been there. I've chopped it up with a lot of the coaches. I'm still trying to learn everybody's names. Obviously trying to learn my name, but I'm just Coach Troop. Obviously Coach Troop. I don't know. I'm blanking right now.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, it's everybody.
We're big fans of Matty Ice on this podcast. He's definitely watching. We love you, Matty. What has Coach Moffitt's strength program been like for you?
It's been fun. Most of the time, and I'm not speaking from my past school because I loved our strength program, but most of the time, lifting weights, it's not always fun. And I think Coach Moffitt emphasizes, we're doing this for a reason. We're doing this for football. And every lift that we do, he, specifies what we do it for. You know what I mean? So I think, and it's just been fun, being in position-specific, groups. It's just been fun lifting with the guys, and we've been doing mat drills, so competing, and it's just been fun.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of a why you're doing this aspect to it.
Exactly.
That's cool. Yeah.
Exactly.
Torian talked about Olympic lifts and stuff like that they've been implementing. Just been a lot of fun recently. That's cool. How are you meshing with this D-line group? I know there's a lot of returners on this squad. You're probably blending right in.
No, I have. They welcome me right in. A lot of those guys I've talked to them throughout my process, but it's just been fun. Those guys are funny. They love football, and I'm excited to build better relationships with those guys. Yeah. But it's been fun so far.
That's cool.
Did you ever come to an A&M game when you were growing up? And if you did, what do you remember about it?
I came to one game. It was my first ever college football game. I think I was a junior in high school. Y'all played sophomore in high school. I played Arkansas, and the only thing I remember for that game is an Arkansas player getting ejected. That's all I remember.
That's all you remember? That's all. Yeah. Anything about the environment?
Oh, it was crazy.
Okay.
It was crazy. The little, what do they call it? The guys who be
yell leaders?
Yell leaders.
So he's learning.
There we go.
Well, have you been to any other sporting events since you've been in College Station?
I went to a girls' basketball game.
Okay.
I went to a girls' basketball game.
Those
and then
good.
I kind of stepped into a boys' basketball game.
Okay. Nice. You haven't been to baseball, though? We need to get you to the
get
baseball
you out there.
game. Baseball, it'll be...
I'd rather stay in the house. I'll watch it on TV.
Okay, no,
He said baseball's a little bit too long for me.
No, not even baseball, just any sport. I'd just rather
yeah.
watch it on TV.
Okay.
No, that's valid.
Yeah.
What's it been like going to class and getting into the flow of things since you've gotten here?
It's been nice. I have one professor I really like. He calls me out in class a lot. You know, we actually had a debate like about a week and a half ago, like Chiefs versus 49ers, and I was like one of the leaders, and so I was like, I got down and I had like an argument with another guy. It was fun.
Who
So
were you
I've
rooting
been
for?
49ers.
Okay. Oof.
49ers. But I've been enjoying it. I haven't been on campus much. I actually went to the MSC for the first time. Was it Monday?
Okay.
So Monday I went to the MSC for the first time.
Yeah, MSC is a cool place. So what are you spoke about it, what are some of the biggest differences you think from West Lafayette, Indiana versus College Station and Bryan? The people maybe, or just overall?
The weather.
Yeah,
weather.
Obviously, I don't know. Obviously A&M is a bigger campus, more students. But to be honest, I think West Lafayette is kind of similar to College Station in some sense.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's just different. I mean, obviously that's the Midwest.
Yeah.
We're in Texas. I can't really explain it. Also, I haven't been here long enough, like on campus, to really just, say that. But obviously weather and just things like that.
Yeah. Sure.
What are your thoughts on the NCAA college football video game coming back, and how excited are you to play it if you're going to play it?
Oh, am I?
He's like,
I'm so excited. I just hope they give me a good rating. And if not, I'm gonna make myself a 99 overall.
Hey, you need a good year this year to make them ramp it up.
That's what I'm saying.
Speaking of good years, do you have any individual or just team aspirations that y'all really harped on in this offseason?
Obviously individual, just to progress, get better, take that step from year 2 to year 3. Team, obviously, we want to go to the college football playoff. So just trying to learn where we fit in. Like I'm trying to see where I mesh with the D-line, even on the defense and just the team in general. So yeah, just college football playoff, man. We're trying to work to that and just be better than we were last year. Obviously, went to a bowl game, but 7-5 isn't fun. We want to be better in the Big Ten. I mean SEC. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hey, you're coming from there.
Yeah, we talked about it off camera, but I think the people need to know. Tell us what it was like having Ryan Brauninger as your PE teacher and y'all's relationship.
Man, Ryan has been such an asset to me. Even throughout when I was young, he was a crazy PE teacher, and I was a crazy kid. So
Was he just yelling or what?
Yeah, he's like we're playing dodgeball, any type of competitive thing. You got him just command us and stuff like that. But more so when I was in high school, he was actually one of those guys who came and he posted me a lot of times on TexAgs, and actually that's how one of my coaches from Purdue found me actually from that page. So and he was just an asset, and we built a pretty good relationship throughout the years. So it's nice being back and being able to talk to him and stuff like that.
Yeah, it all worked out. You made your way back home. So now we're gonna do a little rapid fire. We're getting to know Texas A&M transfer D lineman Nic Scourton. So first of all, what number will you wear if you know?
Number 11.
Number 11.
Nice.
I like that.
Number 11.
Can you give us one word to describe Coach Elko?
Dog.
I like that too.
Dog.
Favorite restaurant in town?
Jesse's. It's a taco spot right by Bryan High.
Ooh,
Love Jesse.
Okay.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Yum.
Favorite Texas A&M athlete of all time?
Ty Warren is my mentor.
Yeah.
Ty Warren.
Your idol off the football or on the football field?
Bradley Chubb.
That's
Easy.
dope. Best friend on the team?
You could have multiple.
Right now, I want to say Cyrus Allen or Wesley Watson.
Okay.
I hang out with them the most.
That's awesome. What about on the D line?
I don't know. I feel like we all just
You just all buddies.
maybe Samu, maybe
One of the Schmars.
not. I haven't hung, Shamar Turner and Shamar Stewart. We're getting there. I haven't hung out with them just yet. Oh, maybe Rodas. He's a transfer from Wisconsin.
Yeah. That's cool.
Rodas.
For favorite professional team?
I don't have one. I just like football
Really?
players.
Okay.
Honestly, I would say let's go Texans. Texans.
On the
okay.
ups.
They're on the come up.
Yeah, they are.
What game are you most excited for
Obviously,
next year?
Texas.
He's already in it. He already knows. He already knows. I love that. Your coach said too. He's like, just put a ball down and play.
Yeah.
Whenever they come in,
I
you feel
love
the
it.
same way.
I love it. I love it. I mean, nothing to be said. Let's play football.
Exactly. Best Madden or 2K player on the team?
Madden, from what I've seen, and guys, don't flame me for this. I'm gonna give it to Shamar Turner because he beat me real bad. But Israel Benjamin would say otherwise.
Okay.
So I'm either those two. But 2K, I think it's Bobby Taylor.
Okay.
Bobby Taylor.
Mic drop.
Yeah, mic drop emoji.
Bobby Taylor.
And then finally, give us 3 words to describe what Aggie fans are going to see from you this fall.
Fast, strong, exciting.
I like that too.
Good.
All right, Nick, thank you so much for joining us today. It was our first glimpse talking to you, and I know we have a lot to expect from you this upcoming season. That is Texas A&M defensive lineman Nic Scourton.
We are sitting down with Alex Albert, a.k.a. Double A Made It. He's one of the most talented young student creatives for Texas A&M sports. Alex, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, pleasure to be here. Excited to talk to you all. I'm excited for it.
Absolutely. So we want to know a little bit more about you. Tell us about yourself, how you came to A&M, and ultimately what your job is with Aggie Hoops.
Yeah, so it's kind of a funny story because it started a long time ago, my love for like sports videography and how I got into this and everything. So it actually started back in like middle school, and my friends and I, we wanted to start a gaming YouTube channel because like in middle school, that age, if you weren't, like, what were you really doing? So it was terrible. Don't get me wrong, it was terrible. But somehow the video editing just fell upon me. I don't know how. It just did. It was like unspoken. And so I kind of had to learn it, just like iMovie stuff. And it was terrible. But like I was doing it and I said, well, this isn't actually horrible. Like this is actually kind of cool doing it. So fast forward to like 8th grade, I said, well, so both my parents went to A&M, which is how I've always loved A&M, and I've always loved A&M sports. So I said in 8th grade, well, what if I start like a YouTube channel / social media page and just like a fan page essentially, and just doing like fun graphics and video editing and stuff. And I just kind of did that for fun, like nothing crazy, just for fun. And so I started getting traction through that. Players would post it to their stories or whatnot. So, and I got pretty good at like video editing and graphic design once COVID hit because I just had a bunch of time, and so I just watched whatever tutorial I could find essentially. So I just was practicing that whole time. And so fast forward, we go to summer going to my senior year of high school. Somehow A&M basketball saw my work, and so they reached out to me, which was like the craziest DM I've ever received.
Yeah.
Just the official Aggie men's basketball account reaching out to me. Or I don't know if it was. It might have been someone else, but still, it was crazy. And they were like, hey, so would you want to start like being an intern for us? Just doing videos and graphics here and there. And because at the time I actually lived in Virginia, so for that year I just did remote work. Of course I said yes, obviously, because it's been it was like a dream come true. So I did remote work for a year, and then obviously got into A&M, and then so for the past 2 seasons I've been working with them directly. So yeah,
That's
awesome.
That's a heck of a story. That's a good
I
one.
tell you, it's a funny story how I got started in it.
So we know how you got into editing and videography and stuff, but how did the name Double A Made It start? Was that before basketball? Or?
Yes, so this is also another funny story. So it's high school again. So we go, I was on JV basketball, and my coach, he had like nicknames for everybody. I don't know how this nickname hadn't been thought of before, because like my initials are Alex Albert, so Double A.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it hadn't been thought of, but anyway, he was like, oh, and it was actually one of my teammates suggested it too. And he was like, oh, what about Double A? And I said, I mean, that's a pretty good nickname. So he would always call me Double A. So it's kind of spread in my school a little bit, like the Double A thing. And so when I was making my account for my personal account, I was like, well, I was just trying to think of something with Double A because I thought Double A was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so I went, oh, Double A Made It. I don't know. I just like
it stuck.
It worked, and so that's how it kind of came along. So shout out to my JV basketball coach on that one.
That's cool.
That's awesome. So we want to talk a little bit about your creative process and kind of hear about it. There's always a fire song. There's always crazy transitions. Do you like have a song in mind and then get the clips to fit that, or do you have like clips that you have that you want to then put in transitions and put a song over that?
So it depends. So like when I'm editing those post game ones, oftentimes I'll have a song chosen before the game, like in case we win, I want to use this song, and so I'm always like listening to songs and what I want to put in a mix. But sometimes after the fact, it'll change. It often will change. I'll just be listening to another song and be like, this will work way better. And then in terms of like the clips and transitions and stuff, it's kind of hard to explain just because it's like, it's a little natural at this point, I guess I could say, because I've been doing it for a while now. But it's a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of and it's a lot of inspiration from other creatives that I follow, and I'll see something and be like, oh, I'd love to try that, And so a lot of times it's just like, well, does this clip work here? Does this clip work here on this beat or whatever? And it's a lot of trial and error, a lot of experimenting. Does this transition work here? Does it not? Times it doesn't work, and so I have to do something else. And so that's kind of how I go through it. And it's just a lot of trial and error, experimenting with stuff. So yeah.
I can always kind of tell whenever it's your video just based on transitions and things like that.
I'm happy about. It's like I kind of develop my own style,
Yeah.
which is like a key thing for a creative.
Yeah.
Like develop your own style, and so I'm happy to say that. I'm glad you noticed it.
Yeah,
because,
sure. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of viewers,
yeah.
you probably don't realize how many videos you've watched that this guy's done. But what of the edits or videos has been your favorite so far, if you can think of one?
That's
probably
that's
hard.
really tough.
Yeah.
Can I give a top 3 or something?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna go no particular order to it. I'm not gonna sit here and try to rank them because that'd be hard. So I'd probably say the last 2 that I made for the Florida game and the Tennessee game, I really loved it because I saw someone else using like old songs, and I'd last year I'd used old like hip hop and stuff, just kind of like changing it up a little bit. But I wanted to be like, what if I use like old 80s music and stuff in the videos? And so I thought it worked really well, and I thought the videos came out really good.
Yeah.
But I'd say I can say this is my favorite. My favorite was the March Madness trailer or hype video from last year. And that was my favorite just because like I really love like making hype videos, and so in that video I really wanted to walk like the fans through the journey that I like saw firsthand of the team. So I wanted to walk from like their lowest that mid-season with Wofford and everything, and then going 15-3 and the whole journey. And I thought it came out great. I thought it really walked you through the entire journey. I tried to like help the fans experience that and also get hyped in the same process, and so I think that was my favorite.
Was that like the Magic Continues one?
It was the Journey Continues.
Okay,
it was.
something like that. Yeah.
And so I just went like through the timeline essentially, and it just I thought it was good, and it just kept getting faster and faster and faster, and
That's
so
awesome. That's cool.
I was happy with that one.
That one was
how it turned
awesome.
out.
You mentioned the journey. You've been working with the team for multiple years, and you've gotten to see a lot of these guys grow. Guys like Wade and Boots, you've been right there with them, kind of videoing and also telling their story. How does that influence your creative process, like really getting to know these guys and what they're going through?
Yeah, I think what I really try to do, like I just said, is really portray it to the fans, because obviously the fans aren't back there and they're not in the locker room and seeing them first person. And so what I really love, one thing I really love about videography, and that is that you can, through your work, you can share what it's like being like with the team and everything. So I really try to strive to give them that experience, give the fans that experience, and like through the videos, send them kind of a message in a way. See like, hey, this guy's kind of like this, so that's kind of how I do it.
Yeah, I feel like we've gotten to know their personalities just more from that too.
Yeah,
but
and they'll often be, interacting with the camera or whatever. I'll just be standing here.
They're
and,
seeing
like,
you now
it's
too.
just-
Yeah. They're used to seeing your face at the camera.
The last 2 games, Florida and Tennessee, Eli, both times he like came up to my camera and he was like, "The boy made it. It's a movie." And he was like, "Oh, I just gave you a whole producer tag on that one." And I was like, "Yeah, it was."
I was literally asking him before. I was like, "Does he have some kind of tag or something we could loop in?"
No,
But that's a good
now
one.
it is.
Yeah.
Kinda. So I used it in the beginning of the last one, and because he told me to. I didn't use it in the Florida one. He was like, "Bro, I better see that in this one." I'm like, "All right,
You're like, okay, I'll put it in there.
So,
Out of everyone you've worked with, do you have a favorite athlete that you've worked with? You could say multiple people too. We have a lot of great athletes on campus.
It's tough. I'd probably say Boots or Wade. They're they're awesome guys, and they're very chill in a way. Like you get to know you, I get to know them, and they get to know you, and they're really good at that and like interacting with you. But I also love Solo because it's like Solo is one of the funniest people I think I've ever met, and so like being able to interact with him and doing work with him, it's been a blast. So.
Did you get to shoot Q at all?
No, I did.
Okay.
I did remote. Like I did his remote. Like I did a video for him remotely,
Yeah.
but I never met him in person. So
He would have been electric for videos.
He's awesome. You've done incredible work for Texas A&M. What do you see as your next step, or what's next for you in your career and your journey?
I'd really love to just keep doing this, just at a higher level, a full-time level or creative director way in the future. I'm not doing that out of college. But I'd love to just keep working and keep practicing and kind of just stay on the same path, but keep going upwards, keep the trajectory going up. So you don't want to stay complacent as a creative. So I want to just keep improving and everything. So yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for joining us, Alex.
Of course.
Good luck with your work the rest of the year. Keep producing those bangers.
Thank you.
We'll be next. Next up, we're talking Aggie baseball with Cade Harris. We're sitting down with TexAgs student baseball reporter Cade Harris. Cade, welcome to From the East Side. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into baseball.
Yeah, well, first off, thanks for having me.
Of course.
And how I got into baseball. So my parents put me into baseball when I was probably like 3. Like I started playing t-ball, and then I kind of worked up in the Little League, and then that's when it kind of started kicking up. And when I was like 7 or 8, I started playing select. So I played that all throughout high school, and then I ended up playing my freshman year of college at a small Division III school called Howard Payne. It's in Brownwood, out in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, that's kind of my baseball journey.
That's awesome. So you're well versed in the sport. Give us your overall thoughts on A&M baseball's weekend.
Yeah, well, first off, it was really exciting just being back inside of Olsen Field and getting the season started. Opening day is like a holiday in my book, and college opening day counts as that too.
Yeah.
But I guess talking about the team, the biggest thing I was impressed about was the pitching. Just because, last year we all know it wasn't our biggest forte. And I think just the way that they commanded the strike zone all weekend was really, really impressive. Only 6 walks all series, and then only allowed 1 run. That's really impressive no matter who you're playing against.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I guess the hitting was kind of expected, with all the big names we saw coming this year for the lineup. But I think just actually seeing it in action was really exciting too.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, we're talking about this weekend, just focusing on that pitching staff again. Max Wiener comes in and pretty much renovates what looks like the pitching staff. Could you just talk about who either impressed you the most, or even the midweek, Chris Cortez getting the start?
Yeah, well, Cortez was really impressive, just seeing how he did after kind of a down season last year. But I think the most impressive performance for me was what Ryan Prager did, just because coming back from Tommy John surgery is really, really hard to do. You've seen it in a lot of major league pitchers, careers. And so just being able to come back and, I heard he hadn't even started throwing until December. So, just being able to come back, 5 innings pitched, no runs, 1 hit, 9 strikeouts, no walks. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, you mentioned it. The hitting was expected. Everyone was there to see the bats. But what did you like about it outside of the incredible home run numbers?
I think just seeing the overall depth of the lineup, like you go and you look at top to bottom, like over the weekend, Grahovac 4 hits, Lavalette 4 hits, Braden Montgomery 4 hits, Hayden Schott 4 hits, Bender up 5, Burton 4, and Camarillo 5. Like, just that's 7 of your 9 hitters, producing at a great rate. And so I think just, the overall depth was what kind of stood out to me about it. The power was obviously great, though.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of power, have to bring him up. Jace Lavalette, 5 homers on 17 at-bats over the last 4 games. What's working for him right now from a baseball perspective?
I think, so for a guy like Jace, knowing his power and, like, how dangerous he is, obviously, he knows and everyone knows he's not going to get a chance to see a lot of fastballs. It's going to be a lot of off speed. And I think he even said it yesterday in his press conference. He's doing a really good job of, sitting fastball and, no matter what the count is, 0-0, 1-1, 2-2, he's sitting fastball. And if he sees that fastball, he's jumping on it. And he's done obviously a really good job of jumping on the fastball so far this season.
Yeah. Which one of the newcomers impressed you the most?
Gavin, I think just because, Gavin and also Ali. I think both of them for similar reasons, but like on the opposite ends of the spectrum. So for Gavin, I was kind of, expecting him to hit the ball well, but it was his defense where I was, a little bit, hesitant to say he's going to be a, MLB player one day, but He flashed the glove really well this weekend, and especially Tuesday night against Incarnate Word. He made a really nice diving snag. And then Ali, I was more excited about his defense, but he had a great weekend up at the plate, 5 hits, and then followed it up Tuesday night going 2 for 2 with 2 walks. So, yeah, I think both of them impressed me the most.
Yeah, they're awesome. We have a lot of newcomers that can be really exciting, but overall expectations for this weekend, have a series with Wagner coming up.
Yeah, I think as long as everything stays the same, it'll be a sweep. Wagner, they had a really bad weekend against North Carolina. North Carolina handled them pretty well. I think Sunday's game was like 20-6. So I think it'll be a little bit more challenge for our pitchers. I think they can hit the ball a little bit better than McNeese. But yeah, if everything stays the same, I would expect it to be a sweep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then finally, Kay and I are both familiar with it, but what's your favorite part about doing live threads for TexAgs, and how hectic does it get?
Man, favorite part. I think probably seeing everyone's comments under it, just because when I'm doing it, I can't really talk to the people next to me a lot because I'm like really focused on it. So like they're like the only people that I'm in communication with. So like
we feel you more than you know. Doing live threads has been one of the things that me and you I've done for a while, and then basketball just being reintroduced. Like it's just getting to connect with the subscribers in a way sometimes is just like oddly really fun.
It is.
Like just to provide some like the commentary and respond and whatnot. So subscribers, we love you.
And some of them are pretty witty.
And kind of weird sometimes. But we let it slide.
It's a lot of fun. Thanks so much for joining us, Cade.
Yeah, thank y'all.
Yeah, we'll be back talking Aggie softball.
Aggie softball is now 9-0 after a perfect weekend in San Diego, and we are sitting down with TexAgs softball reporter Idani Cantu. We are so excited to have you back for part 2. So let's talk about it. This weekend's games were unfortunately not broadcasted, but just based on the stats and other things like that, what were your thoughts on the Aggies' performance in San Diego?
I definitely think the girls have shown that they're not here to play. They've been learning from their past experiences, and it shows in this. In these past couple of tournaments, past weekend, opening weekend, this one as well, they're showing that each game they're going to come back stronger, and they're coming in with a good mindset.
Absolutely. The pitching staff has definitely been a big part of that. So who do you like so far that's really stood out to you this season?
100%. I think Emily Kennedy, she's definitely out there. I mean, she's been shining through and through. I believe this past weekend, she had 11 strikeouts in one game and a total of 23. I know right now she's ranked 12th nationally for most strikeouts. I believe she's at 35. And Emily Levitt also is coming in, having 8 strikeouts this past tournament. I think it's really good to have multiple pitchers out there. And I know Coach Ford had also talked about it, just getting all the girls in and making sure that they all get their reps. But Emily Kennedy for sure has been one of those standout pitchers. Yeah,
that's awesome. It makes it easy on everyone else, especially the defense, when they have someone like Kennedy on the mound. So, like I just said, when the pitching is good, you've played softball before, that just lets up some ease. It has to, right?
100% it does lend off some ease. You're like, oh, okay, well, I don't got to worry about it as much anymore. But I think you also have to stay on your toes. I feel once you sink in, you're like, oh, pitcher's got it, don't got to worry about it anymore. Then that's when it turns into an issue. I mean, at any point in time, somebody can hit a ball, go somewhere you didn't expect it. And then you're kind of like, oh, I wasn't paying attention. I definitely think these girls are making sure to stay on their toes. And even though Emily's doing her job, or both Emilys are doing their jobs, it's important for them to still keep their head up.
The offense has also been playing really well. What do you think of the Aggies' performances at the plate so far?
I think the Aggies have done really well. I mean, Allie Enright with her accolade of SEC Co-Player of the Week. She's done really good. I believe she's ranked number 11th right now nationally with her offensive at-bat statistics. I do believe that Trinity Cannon, and Julia Cottrell have also had pretty high RBIs that have helped a lot this season. I know Coach Ford was also talking about having in some pinch hitters like Ayana Coleman, Maya Perez, And she's really just been making sure that these girls get in their reps and are helping out offensively, bringing in as many players as they can.
Yeah, so a perfect start. We talked about it. What do you think Trisha Ford's squad just has to do to keep this rolling?
I think they just have to keep their head up high and don't get too comfortable. Of course, you never know what team is going to come at you next, and you just have to be prepared at all times and make sure that it just doesn't get to your head and you're like, okay, we got this going, we got to keep it up.
Is there any area you think that they can improve on?
I think there's always room for improvement. I mean, so far the girls have been looking pretty good, but each game there's always one thing that the girls can constantly work to get better at, whether it's an individual goal or a team goal in total. There's always something that can be improved.
Can you just speak to just how many Aggies should get out to Davis Diamond this weekend to support this team?
I think everybody should. Mm-hmm. I mean, the team has been doing amazing, 9-0. Not a lot of people can say that right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's something that is so... It's exciting. I think a lot of people should go out and support the girls and hopefully have it be an undefeated season.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. We hope to not see them lose. That would be great. That will do it for this episode of From the East Side. Thanks for watching.